All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? We're back with the Tuesday, January 16th NHL Quick Hit brought to you by SHIPITNation.com. If you are not a member yet, head over to SHIPITNation.com. Click on Join Now and get in the best community in the industry. We got you covered for NBA, NFL, the remainder of the NFL playoffs, NHL, MMA, PGA. We got you covered for all things, all sports. Got you with projections, premium content, premium tools, core plays, you name it, we have it over here at the Nation. But let's jump right in. We got 8 games tonight for FanDuel and DraftKings here on the NHL slate. Money to be made. Great contest over on DraftKings tonight with NBA only having 3 games. Let's take a look where I'm going tonight. Favorite stack of the evening here is going to be Winnipeg at home. Winnipeg is favored in this game here. Minus 190 favorites here. 6 over under in this spot against the Islanders. Islanders on the road last 10 have been very, very leaky here. Really like this top line for Winnipeg. Nikola Ehlers has an amazing price tag. Adam Lowry has a great price tag. And then Gabe Vilardi has a very nice price point. Obviously, Winnipeg dealing with some injuries there. So Adam Lowry skating up on that top line. Really, really love this top line here tonight. One of my favorite stacks of the evening. Josh Morrissey at 6,100. You can throw him in that stack there. Second line with Iafallo, Nemesnikov, and Cole Perfetti also is a fine play. Cole Perfetti's averaging over 2.5 shots per game over the last 5 here. Adam Lowry, 3.6K. Amazing value on this slate. Overall, really like Winnipeg line 1 here. My favorite stack of the evening here tonight. Another game that you can look to target here is actually going to be this Ottawa-Colorado game. I think a lot of people go to this game, but I think a lot of people are on the Colorado side. Colorado is favored on the road here. 7 over under in this game. Colorado minus 125 favorites on the road. I actually like the Ottawa side a little bit more in this game, just for ownership standpoint. Ottawa has been much better on home ice in terms of expected goals against over the last 10. Looking at that, I think they have some positive goal regression coming their way in terms of from the defensive side here. And on the road, Colorado can get beat here. Colorado a little bit leaky on the road overall. Last 10, looking at the numbers here. This top line with Grieg, Giroux, and Brady Tkachuk here, I think has a lot of upside. Brady Tkachuk at 7.4K, I think arguably has some of the most upside on the entire slate. He's playing close to 20 minutes, so I really like him. Like I said, I like his 2 line mates with Ridley Grieg here and Claude Giroux as well. Nice 3-man stack there. Ottawa has 2 very good defensive men in Thomas Chabot and Jacob Chychrun here. Both of them firmly in play for me. Think I prefer Chabot a little bit here more just because he correlates with that top power play, but can't go wrong with either of those guys overall. And then this second line with Timmy Stützle, Vladimir Tarasenko, and Drake Batherson here. Also a very good line to play here. Last time this game was 6-4 here. I think we see another similar game. I like Ottawa in this game for ownership standpoint, so I do like Ottawa quite a bit here tonight in this spot. Jumping into another team I don't typically play too much here, but they get a matchup here against San Jose. It's Chicago here at home. Like the spot for Chicago. Both these teams are very bad. San Jose 10-34. Chicago's 12-31. So battle of 2 turds here, but usually you put 2 turds together. Sometimes it brings out a diamond for DFS purposes. So I do like Chicago, here on home ice. Seth Jones, 5,400, I think is an excellent D-men play on this slate because obviously San Jose ranks dead last in the league against D-men. Colin Blackwell, Jason Dickinson, and Josh Anderson, that second line for Chicago has been playing pretty solid. So I don't hate that. You got Cole Gutman down there on the third line. He's averaging nearly 2.5 shots on goal per game. I don't think I'm really going to fully stack up Chicago, but as value fillers, I think they make some sense in a pretty good matchup here. Philip Kurashev, 4,400 here. Top line, top power play, skating next to Rem Pitlick and Taylor Radish. I think that line is fair, but I like Chicago more as two-man, like filler mini stack as salary savers in a pretty good matchup here. I think you can grab salary savers in this game from both sides, right? I think this game, obviously very equally matched. Both these teams are pretty bad. I give the slight edge to Chicago on home ice here, but I don't mind grabbing value from this game. Chicago and San Jose. Prefer the Chicago side, like I said. Jumping in another stack here. It's a little late night hammer stack here. It's going to be Calgary Flames here at home against Arizona. Arizona on the road this season, especially in terms of expected goals against, is second worst in the entire NHL. Obviously, their actual goals against has been top 5 or top 10 in the NHL. So I do think there's some regression coming from their end. Mikhail Backlund's playing out of his mind right now. He's sub 5K. Really like him. I mean, he's averaging over 13 fantasy points per game over the last 5, and he's 4,900. You get two great line mates with him, Mangiapane and Blake Coleman. That's a great stack there. This top line with Jonathan Huberdeau, Elias Lindholm, and Igor Sharangovich here has been playing good. Sharangovich last game against Arizona did have a hat trick back on the 11th. These two teams just played. Calgary put a whopping on them, 6-2 in Arizona. Now Calgary comes home. I love Calgary here tonight. These price points are very fair here. I do think Calgary picks up a little ownership, but 8 games, there's a lot of heavy favorites like Winnipeg, like Colorado, like Dallas, like Washington, other teams that are going to get ownership. So I do like Calgary quite a bit here. I could see another 5 or 6 goal game here out of Calgary at home against Arizona here. So I do like Calgary quite a bit. Jumping into 2 more teams that I have interest in here. First team I'm going to bring up is the New York Rangers here. Rangers are at home against the Kraken, -205, one of the heaviest favorites on the slate here. Rangers, pretty good hockey team overall. Last time they played Seattle, they won 4-1 in Seattle. Now they come back home. I really like the second line with Vincent Trocheck, Alexis Lafreniere, and Artemi Panarin here. Panarin's been on an absolute tear, 8,700 for him. I like him. Chris Kreider, Zibanejad, and Kaapo Kakko here. This top line, I think, gets a little bit overlooked because the second line has been playing so good. Vincent Trocheck obviously been playing out of his mind. Panarin been playing out of his mind. Lafreniere is pretty cheap at 4,400. He's been playing great. So I think when people go to the Rangers, they're going to go to the second line for a good reason. But I don't mind this top line with Zibanejad, Chris Kreider, and Kakko overall. In terms of D-men, you got Adam Fox, you got Jacob Trouba. Both are firmly in play. I prefer Adam Fox. 5,200 for him. Top line, top power play is a good spot. So I do like these Rangers quite a bit as well. And then the last team I have interest in here is going to be Edmonton. Late night hammer stack, Edmonton against Toronto. I just think Edmonton's the better hockey team here. Toronto's leaky on the road. Edmonton's pretty solid on home ice. Obviously, you got the big dogs, right? Nugent Hopkins, McDavid, and Hyman. Really like that 3-man stack. Nugent Hopkins at 6,100 is way too cheap. He's my favorite play from Edmonton. McDavid at 9,800. Last 2 times he's played Toronto last year, he has 3 goals in 2 games. Obviously, Connor McDavid, one of the best players that we've seen in a very, very long time. Going to definitely likely be a Hall of Famer. So he's got arguably the most upside on the entire slate. Really like that 3-man stack there. If you can afford it, you do get some value on that second line with guys like Warren Fogle, Evander Kane, and Leon Draisaitl. Draisaitl still getting top power play time. He's 7,500. He's been playing very, very good, averaging 13 fantasy points per game over the last 5, and he's just 7.5K, which is one of the lowest price points we've seen him at all season long. So I do like Edmonton to round out my favorite stacks on this slate. Looking at some value you can take a look at here, jumping into sub 4K guys at each position, starting with the center position. Ridley Greig here, talked about like in Ottawa against Colorado. He's up on that top line, skating next to Chuck and Claude Giroux. He's 3.7K, so I think Ridley Greig here for Ottawa is a good value option. In that same game on the other side, Ross Colton, second line, top power play here. Ross Colton playing 15 to 16 minutes here. He's averaging over 2 shots on goal per game. Back-to-back good games where he scored a goal in 2 straight here. 3.4K, I think, is a good price point on him. My favorite value on the entire slate, Adam Lowry, top line, top power play in a matchup against New York Islanders here, who ranked 29th and against centers. Adam Lowry, absolutely love him here tonight. He's playing great right now, playing 17 to 18 minutes, and he's just 3.6K in my favorite stack of the evening, so I really like him. And then on that same team, Vladislav Nemesnikov here, second liner, same matchup. Again, 3.7K, 17 to 18 minutes, gets the same matchup. So I do like both those value centers there for Winnipeg. Jumping into some value wings here. My favorite value wing on the entire slate here is going to be TJ Oshie here. Gets a matchup against Anaheim, who ranks 29th. Washington in a pretty good spot here at home. They're going to be pretty chalky, but for a good reason. I do like Washington here. He's got two good line mates, Dylan Strome and Max Pacioretty here. TJ Oshie, 3.5K, really like him. Ovechkin is a game time decision tonight, so pay attention to that. But nonetheless, I still like TJ Oshie quite a bit. Another value wing you can look at is Ryan McLeod here, 2.8K in a matchup against Toronto here. He's playing 15 to 16 minutes, averaging over 2.5 shots on goal per game. He's $300 over min price, so I do like Ryan McLeod here as well. Another value guy you can take a look at, Pontus Holmberg here for Toronto. He's up on the top line, skating next to Matthews and Nylander. I like Edmonton in that game, but he's skating next to two very, very good hockey players, two of the top 10, in my opinion, top 20 in the league. And he's 3.1K, can limp into value there, pick up an assist, and pay off that price point pretty easy. So Pontus Holmberg. And then the last guy, Jonathan Drouin here, top line, top power play. I mean, this guy's playing, 25 minutes, 27 minutes, 22 minutes, 28 minutes. 4K for him. Jonathan Drouin, one of the best values on the entire slate. That game should shoot out. I like both sides, Colorado and Ottawa. So Jonathan Drouin, best value wing on the slate at 4K flat. He's definitely a cash staple here, in my opinion. Jumping into some value demon you can take a look at here. First guy, Alex Vlasic here. Chicago, again, I like Chicago. Chicago's got the best matchup on the slate against D-Men. Alex Vlasic playing over 22 minutes. He's going to block some shots, 3.5K for him. I don't hate that price point. And then on the same team, Connor Murphy here, 3.9K. He's going to play a little bit more minutes, a little bit more active. So if you have the salary, I like getting up to a guy like Connor Murphy. One of the best valued men on the entire slate, Chris Tanev, 3.9K here in a matchup I talked about, like in Calgary against Arizona. He's going to play over 20 minutes. He's a big shot blocker. He's had a floor of basically 10 DraftKings points over the last 5 games. It's Chris Tanev for Calgary, 3.9K. Really like Chris Tanev. And then 2 more value D-men. First guy, Timothy Liljegren, 4K flat for Toronto. He should see a lot of pucks fired his way. And be able to block a lot here in this matchup against Edmonton. Edmonton fires the puck a ton. Timothy Liljegren, pretty decent shot blocker here, but he's also very active offensively. They're going to need him. He's averaging right around 10 DraftKings points per game over the last 5, so I do like Timothy Liljegren here. And then the last guy I will bring up here is Henry Thrun for San Jose against Chicago and San Jose. 2 turds here, 3K flat for Henry Thrun, playing over 20 minutes. I think he is a fine value play as well at 3K flat, as basically the cheapest value guy you can look at from a D-man perspective. Jumping into some favorite goalies here. First goalie, my favorite goalie on the slate, Connor Hellebuyck, 8.2K. That's a fair price. Love Winnipeg here, and I think he sees save volume as well. So I do like Connor Hellebuyck quite a bit. Another goalie that's going to see volume, Stuart Skinner, 8K flat. Skinner's been good. Like Edmonton to win that game. Toronto has been firing the puck. Like Stuart Skinner at 8K. Peter Mrazek here for Chicago, 7,800 here. Again, I give the slight lean to the home team in that matchup of those 2 turds. So give me Peter Mrazek at 7.8K as a value D-man you can look at. And then 2 more goalies. I think either one of these goalies is in play for GPP just from upside alone. It's Joonas Korpisalo here and Podspatov here for Colorado. Again, 7 total. Both of these teams are going to fire the puck a ton. I expect there to be goals in this one. But both these goalies are cheap, sub 7,600, 7,500, and they will have the save volume, especially if they pick up the win to break the slate. So I think you can look at either one of those guys in GPPs. But that's going to do it for this edition of the NHL Quick Hit for ShipItNation.com. Again, all my final content, slate plan, core plays will be live for ShipIt Nation subscribers shortly after this video here. But good luck tonight in your contest. Hope to see those ShipIt Nation logos at the top. For myself, Nadesify. Let's ship it.